What's up everyone, it's Ram here from Geist.Leathercare, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to repair, recolor and restore minor wear on the bolster damage and also fill small cracks to repair and get the seat looking as good as new. So step one, I'm going to clean the leather seat using Geist Rapid Leather and Vinyl Cleaner, which is a plant-based cleaner, plant and algae-based cleaner, completely safe to use. It's not going to damage the leather, but it's important that we clean really well to get rid of all dirt that's on the surface. Right, now that we've gotten rid of all the dirt on the surface by cleaning it, the next step is to get rid of grease. We are gonna fill and paint these seats or re-dye the seats, and one of the most important things to ensure that the dye and the paint adheres to the surface very well is to make sure that all dirt and grease is lifted off the surface. So that's what we're going to do now. Step two, degrease using Geist Surface Prep. Now that we've cleaned and degreased, the next step is to sand the leather. There's a lot of rough areas, especially on worn bolsters and various other parts of the seat, and we're going to sand it down. That's going to help get the surface really nice and smooth, which is going to contribute to the end result and make it feel a lot nicer. So at this point, we're just doing a gentle sand, not aggressive, right? And always try and feel it with your other hand as well, so you can feel the smoothness coming back on the surface, especially on the worn areas. Once we finish sanding, we're just going to wipe the dust off of the surface. You can use a dry cloth or a bit of the surface prep again to get rid of any light dust, to get a super smooth and a super clean area that's going to be ready for us to start filling and re-dyeing. Right, so the next step is to apply Geist Easy Filler, which is a colored filler, and that helps in covering up the cracks and also make sure that we don't have to put as much paint on when we're re-dyeing these seats. It covers the filler. If you were to use a white filler on this seat, you probably have to put more layers of paint to cover any bits of the filler that would show through. So using a black filler or a colored filler always helps, and that's what we're going to do now. Right, now that the filler is dry, we're now going to start sanding and removing some excess filler around this area. But you can't dry sand this filler. You have to use a product called the Geist Dissolve with the sanding pad, and that basically dissolves some of the excess filler. You just got to be careful you don't apply too much. Just take it in slower steps, and away you go. We've sanded the excess filler down. It's all nice and smooth and ready for us to start applying the paint. The product we're going to use is called Geist Easy Color Restorer for leather and vinyl, and this is basically a one-step coloring pigment that has got the binders and the top coats and the paint all built into one. You can apply it using a sponge. You can also spray it. If you don't have the spraying equipment at home, it makes it really easy if you can apply it with a sponge, and you get a really nice finish as well. Obviously this here is a black seat, but if you've got a different colored seat, you just send us the VIN number and we can custom match the color for you to make sure that it's an exact match for your interior. Right, so how do we start applying? Give the bottle a real good shake to begin with. Pour a small amount onto the sponge and very gently start applying it there. Wipe the product on in thin layers and build it up as you go along. If you apply excess, just make sure you dab over it, but mostly just applying it with a sponge and then drying it with a heat gun or a hair dryer should get you the nice result. Right, so we've put the first layer of paint on and it's already starting to look and feel a lot better. But as you put the first layer of paint, especially on the damaged bolster, some imperfections or some areas that need a bit more filling will start showing through a lot more clearly. I'm just going to put some top-up filler on certain areas where I think it just needs a bit more of a touching up. I think we can improve the look much more. There's not a lot of different areas, but certainly some areas that do need a lot of top-up filler, so we're just going for that now. I'm still wanting to make this look like a well looked after old seat rather than a completely new look to it, so that's what we're going for. Okay, so the extra filler that we'd put on earlier is now dry. I'm just going to repeat the sanding process again to lift off some excess. First, just gently apply the solvent over it, and you'll notice that starts going tacky and starts softening the filler, which is exactly what we want. And just wipe off and sand off and level off any excess filler, and just carry on applying the paint. There you go, guys. So this seat is now fully restored. Just to run you through the steps fully once again. Step 1, we cleaned the whole seat with Geist Rapid Leather and Vinyl Cleaner. Step 2, we degreased it with Geist Surface Prep. We then sanded it, certain areas that were especially rough. Used Geist Easy Filler to fill all the cracks. Waited for that to dry naturally and on its own. Once that was dry, sanded it down with the Geist Dissolve. Then painted the seat using the Geist Easy Color Restorer and the sponge. We've applied probably 2 to 3 layers of paint to just have even coverage across board. And once you put that first layer, you might see some areas that need a bit of top up of filler, which we've done that. And again, just go through the whole process of using Dissolve, sanding it down, and then reapplying the paint. Once the repair is done, a day later, I'd recommend you apply a product called the Geist Dye and Friction Blocker. This will make the repair more durable, more long lasting, and prevent friction damage from happening on the surface again. And you can also test, if you want to be absolutely sure that the dye and the paint's not coming off, you can do something called as a dry rub test. So basically just grab a dry lid-free cloth and rub about sort of 20 to 30 times to make sure that there's absolutely no color transfer on the cloth. That should give you peace of mind to know that the repair you've carried out is absolutely good. Awesome. There you go, guys. Hopefully you like the video. If you do like it, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon in the next video.